A day after, a cab driver in Delhi was accused of masturbating while a woman passenger was travelling, there has been no action from the Delhi police. It is one of the worst incidents of obscenity in recent times, but the Delhi police, which could have taken suo motu action in the case, has not done so. The driver is still roaming free. The girl who was riding in the back seat in the taxi for sure cab has not filed a case yet. But her story has created a storm on the social network. The horrifying ordeal has created a huge uproar. The cab service on its part, Taxi for Sure, has issued a statement saying the driver has been terminated from service and blacklisted, preventing him from future employment in the organized taxi segment. The company claims it has extended full cooperation to the woman passenger.
So, I boarded a Taxi for Sure cab Ola on the night of July 2nd, roughly at around 9:30. By this point, I was, suddenly get worried because he was also driving really rashly. So I asked him to sort of slow down and drive properly because there was no hurry. Now, when I said this to him, that was the first time I actually directly looked at him and I saw that his hand, one of his hands was like between his legs, and I wasn't sure what was happening, but then I saw his hands move in a very vigorous, violent way. So I sort of, for a second I was shaken aback because it's the last thing you expect as a passenger in a cab. But within few seconds, my doubts were confirmed when he repeated the action. So that's where I knew that he is, up to something extremely disgusting, right in the cab as he is driving. So I called her outside the house and I asked her to stand next to me, as I confronted the driver. I asked him, "Aap kya kar rahe ho? Aapko sharam nahi aati hai?" And he said, "Kya kiya maine? Batao." So he knew, that there's nothing much that I can say on the spot. He was being extremely shameless. So I just threw the money at him and I walked inside and I called up the Ola services who directed me to Taxi for Sure. Now, when I called the Taxi for Sure, the standard response to me was, "We'll take a strict action against the driver in the next 24 hours.
All right, we're going to get in a word from Arthur Khan, who's been keeping track of details right now where the Delhi police is concerned. To get a larger perspective, we are joined right now from the newsroom by Vinay Tiwari, our managing editor, India Today. Before we go to Vinay for a larger perspective, a quick word from Arthur. Arthur, is the police contemplating any action on its own right now?
Well, as of now, it appears that police is only waiting for a complaint to be lodged.
Okay.
They have a system of preventive policing, and it's a clear-cut case of a suspect who needs to be monitored. But the police says it will for the complaint, a formal complaint, so that they can initiate legal action. Delhi police a little while ago gave a statement saying that they take action in such cases, case-to-case basis.
So, Arthur, wait and watch by the police right now. Let me, stay with me. Let's bring in our managing editor, Vinay Tiwari, as well, who's going to give us a larger perspective on what's playing out in the national capital. Vinay, if you look at it, the police taking the wait and watch policy here. On the other hand, when we spoke to the girl, the victim here, she says that the cab company has left the onus onto her to lodge a police complaint. Why can't it be the other way around? Why can't they lodge a police complaint and, the girl assists them through it?
Well, there are three possibilities here, Preeti, and I think possibility one, the taxi company can of course file a criminal complaint against the driver, but the police doesn't really have to wait for any complaint. The Indian law is very clear. The moment the knowledge of a cognizable offence becomes public or is known to a police officer or a supervisory police officer, he or she has every power in their book to file an FIR on their own suo motu without waiting for a complainant. There are enough instances like this in the past, enough examples where the police have filed FIRs on the basis of public information of a cognizable offence. The lawyer who was speaking to us some time back very clearly mentioned 354 section, which is outraging the modesty of woman. That section is a cognizable offence, non-bailable. There is no need for the police to wait for any complaint to file an FIR and start the prosecution proceedings, Preeti.
Gentlemen, stay with us. What we are getting right now is a set of breaking news coming in from the Delhi police. Let's take our viewers through it, and we are back with our managing editor, Vinay, and Arthur Khan. Now, it seems the Delhi police is, of course, clearly yet to arrest or even lodge a complaint against the driver. Now, while the complainant is yet to file a criminal complaint, the Delhi police is dithering and are yet to file a case. The Delhi Police Commissioner, B.S. Basi, when asked about the case, he merely said that the Delhi police takes seriously all cases. But the question here is, why is the Delhi police wavering from taking suo moto action? Back to that reaction of Mr. Bassi there, but let's cut across to Vinay Tiwari, Managing Editor, India Today. He's still with us. Vinay, with what you're pointing out, there have been past precedents where action has been taken by the Delhi police. Why this wait-and-watch policy right now? Why dithering to take action?
Yes, and it is very surprising because the safety of women in public transport and on the streets is an issue which has been now on the radar for a while now. There have been repeated instances like this. We've struggled to find a solution to all app-based taxi services in Delhi. The governments have not been able to figure out a law under which they can be prosecuted or stringent licensing conditions can be implemented. But in the absence of a law which governs the taxi services currently, all of them at least which run on app services, the police, on the basis of a criminal knowledge of an event having happened, can certainly launch prosecuting proceedings. So it's a little surprising why the police has taken a position where they're waiting for the complainant to come forward. It's very simple. They can file a zero FIR because they're not sure which area it took place perhaps. And after that, the complainant can be accessed, or the person who got affected by this crime can be accessed by the police, and then the proceedings can begin. So there is absolutely no reason why the police should wait for a complaint to come before they file an FIR, Preeti.
Appreciate you joining us, Vinay.